as it is coming to that stage of the year, and I'm sure you've probably had it as well, we got the flu, the illness. We're still making our way back to full fitness, but we were essentially knocked out for 2 weeks. I had my lowest ever training weeks in the whole of 2025. 3 miles one week, 11 the other. It was quite demotivating, but I wanted to give my body the chance it needed to, you know, recover and rest. So we were fine with that. It is what it is. And we're now into, last week we managed 37 miles and, you know, getting back into normal sort of routine. This week, plan is 40 miles, 40 minutes of Stairmaster, going up from the 30 that we were doing previously, and then our gym sessions as normal. So let's get started, let's have a good week, and let's smash this training. Weird one for me tonight. I forgot my watch. I put it on charge. And I forgot when I was leaving the house to grab it. So no watch. So I'll have to chuck it on my phone. This is fine. We're only doing 3 miles easy, just before football. But yeah, no watch, no heart rate monitor. It's like going back to the 80s. Today we have got 6 miles easy with 800 metre strides at the end to finish. So we're out here in Arla and Key just for a couple loops of our little marsh thing we've got. I'll drop them off and then finish off the run and get those strides in as well, which I love some strides, mate. Absolutely love them. So I came back from illness was that first week when we got the 11 miles in. I just went out for 3 miles a few times, obviously, and just took it real nice and easy. Covered up my watch deliberately because I knew if I looked at it, I'd be upset, you know? So I just, yeah, took it easy on myself and did that. Then the next week, when we got the 37 in, still was like going by feel. Like the workout that I did, I capped myself at 175 beats a minute for my intervals, because I just didn't want to go and absolutely cook myself and try and hit the paces that I hit in that workout, you know, 3 weeks ago. So I ended up doing like 6:45 a mile for the 2-minute intervals, while as, you know, 4 weeks ago, I was doing that at like 6:05, 6:10. So I was just being kind to myself. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things, is like, fitness can come and go. You can have fun in kind of gaining it back. But when you're coming back from like an illness or an injury, you just got to be kind to yourself. I can't really emphasize it enough. On the cards today is 20 miles. We are doing a 4-mile loop 5 times over. Got some stuff in the car if I need it. And today, this is the first time I'm going to actually hike the hills. So I spoke to Matt and said, what's the crack? I've been running the hills. Well, I've come from like a road kind of background this year, you know? So I'm used to just running the hills. And because that's not going to be our plan on race day, so let's just start getting used to it now. So any like substantial climbs, like we're on one now, or ones that are just, you know, too steep or too lengthy, get into a hike. And even this is still a push, you know. Hammer at the top. The fueling strategy for today then, what we're looking at, I have got 270 grams of carbs in my homemade gels. Ooh, maltodextrin, fructose, pectin, blackcurrant squash, and some electrolytes. So I'll have them. Those should be good. And then I've got carb drink, 23 grams of carbs, and then water with some sodium in it. So I've also got a cereal bar at the car if I get really hungry, you know. But I'm thinking that should be enough for the effort that we've got. So that's what we're gonna do.
So one of the things for us to crack on with this week was our gym work, which I decided to do this core stability that I had to do at home. Just made it a little bit easier for me. Instead of heading to the gym, I can do it at home on a little yoga mat. Makes sense, right? So yesterday's run got pulled short ever so slightly. We were meant to do the 20 miles, ended up doing 12 instead. Some work stuff came through that I had to prioritise, so we dropped it there. So what it means is today we have got 8 miles left to do. So we're going to go out and do that nice and easy, relatively simple. I've had to change around what we're doing for the weekend and the workouts and all that sort of stuff. But the reason why I moved our long run from the weekend to the week in the week is that work was a little bit quiet. I'm away for a wedding on Saturday, so it just made a lot more sense essentially for me to try and get that in. Choice of shoes is the Adidas Evo SL, and then I'm going to finish off with our homemade gel, which I had yesterday, which I didn't finish all of it. So that's our fuel for the run. So the 8 miles was done, kept it relatively nice and easy. Legs actually felt, I'll be honest, a little bit rough as we were heading into the weekend for our double workout. So I decided to do something I have not done before, which was a workout on the treadmill. Because my legs were feeling a little bit beaten up and just pushed for time ever so slightly, I just wanted to get it out the way. So I decided to head to the gym and do our workout on the treadmill. We had on the cards 3 minutes on, 1 minute off for a total of 3 miles with a 1.5 mile warm up and a mile cool down. So I actually think treadmills might be the way forward, you know. I know this sounds crazy. I've always roasted treadmills for just like, they obviously have their use, time and a place, but I've always avoided them as best as I can. I think for a workout, it might be the way forward for me. So it felt good. It was really, the treadmill that we had at the gym, I've not used them before, so I didn't know. It has like presets of like the speed that you want, and you can edit that preset. So I knew what speeds I wanted to be hitting, and I put it in onto there, and it just made it so much easier. So first rep I did at 6:30 a mile. So it was 3 minutes on, 1 minute recovery, times that by 5. So the first rep I did at 6:30 a mile, just to ease in. Then the next 2 reps I did at 6:15 a mile, which I think is about my 5k pace now. Then the next rep I did at like 6:09 a mile, and then the last rep I did at 5:55 a mile. Heart rate was good, effort was good. I think treadmills obviously must have it's just not as hard. You're not battling terrain, you're not battling the wind. The belt is obviously, forcing you through your step slightly, so it's probably going to make it a bit easier. But genuinely, that felt hard, like it felt easy, and then when I checked the heart rate, that was there as well. So I'm actually a little bit like gobsmacked. I know that sounds real stupid, and I'll probably look like an idiot here saying this, but I've not used a treadmill like that. The only time I've ever used a treadmill is to warm up, like before a gym session years ago, for like a walk, an incline walk, or like an uphill treadmill session like earlier in the year. Yeah, gobsmacked. And then moving into the final run of the week, which was going to be our second workout, which was indeed hill repeats. Now this session I did 3 to 4 weeks ago before we were ill, and I just wanted to try and ensure, or get a bit of a baseline really, where are we at in comparison to that. So the idea for the session was us to run 1.9 miles as our warm-up, and then we're looking at the hill, which it's about a 38-39 second rep for me when we're at the paces that we want to do, and we're going to do that 12 times over. And I'm glad to say each rep was quicker than the last time I did it, and also at a lower heart rate. Rep 1, 39 seconds. Rep 2, 39 seconds. Rep 3, 38 seconds. 39 seconds. 38, 37, 35, 35, 36, 36, 36, and then finishing off with a 31 second rep. So the paces that we're running for these reps range from 5:50 a mile, 5:24 a mile, and then finished off at 4:40 a mile. So to do this quicker than 3 to 4 weeks ago and for less heart rate was a real big kind of win for me. It felt very, very good to get back and look at that data and see that. So yeah, super happy. So for the week, we rounded up with 40.72 miles done and dusted, 6 hours and 45 total time running with 3,418 feet of elevation. We hit our gym sessions, we did our Stairmaster, we did everything that we needed to do. So a fantastic week, and I'm very much looking forward to continuing into our next ones. Cheers for watching, guys.